This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. A lot to cover tonight. It is a crisis that affects us all, even if you don't realize it. 911 call centers across the country are understaffed and struggling to fill vacancies that has led to burnout and delays in answering emergency calls. So now San Francisco's 911 dispatchers are sounding the alarm as the world leaders are about to descend on San Francisco next month for APEC, the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. Our Itai Hod has the story.
San Francisco 911, what's the exact location of your emergency?
For the last 16 years, Bert Wilson has been the calming voice at the other end of the line.
We'll get somebody to help you out, okay?
Helping San Franciscans navigate some of the worst days of their lives.
Taking a call from somebody who calls in saying they're having a heart attack, getting the services in order to save their life, I think that's very gratifying. And are you with the patient now?
On busy days, he can field up to 20 calls an hour, all while having to stay cool and collected.
It's pretty bad.
But now, Bert, who serves as the president of the union representing the city's 911 dispatchers, is sounding the alarm.
How old is the patient?
Saying the very people who are tasked with helping residents in a crisis are in a crisis of their own.
The phone constantly rings off the hook.
He says longtime staffing shortages have resulted in burnout, fatigue, and worse, a chronic failure to meet the answering standard. 95% of calls picked up within 15 seconds.
A lot of people don't realize how bad it is until you have to call 911 and you can't get through the phone.
Earlier this month, tensions between dispatchers and the San Francisco Department of Emergency Management reached a boiling point after the city announced plans to mobilize dispatchers for the first time in 15 years ahead of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit known as APEC.
Sending somebody over, okay?
Mobilizing dispatchers, something that's usually reserved for unforeseen natural disasters, would mean 12-hour shifts 5 days a week.
Ma'am, are you there?
The decision was eventually reversed, but 911 dispatchers argue they should be classified as public safety workers, which would grant them more benefits.
The governor and the president of the United States has classified 911 dispatchers as first responders. All we're asking is they give us the benefit, not just the title.
We obviously have more work to do.
Department of Emergency Management Executive Director Mary Ellen Carroll says San Francisco's 911 staff is now down 40%. But that, she says, is not unique to San Francisco. The department has recently hired a recruiter for the first time to try and address the problem.
We're not the only area in which staffing is an issue. However, we can't not answer 911 calls. This is a 24/7 operation.
Our 911 dispatchers are an essential part of law enforcement.
Aaron Paskin, the president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, says that while there are no plans to classify dispatchers as public safety workers, the city is looking to compensate them in other ways.
It's a very, very difficult job, and so I am committed to making sure that they are appropriately compensated and that we hire additional staff so that they don't have to work mandatory overtime.
San Francisco 911.
Bert says the department needs to speed up its hiring process, and soon.
When seconds matter, then you see how critical it is. What's the exact location?
Hoping for a swift end to an ongoing crisis.
What happened?
While people's lives are on the line.
Now, Oakland is already taking steps to address its 911 system. Last month, the city announced a $2.5 million investment. That includes plans to beef up recruiting and staffing, along with modernizing its computer systems. An Alameda County grand jury report found that Oakland's dispatch center only answered about half of the 911 calls within 15 seconds. All right, now we want to get to some breaking news. Police are responding to an active shooter situation in Maine. This is in Lewiston, and at least 16 people have been killed in multiple locations. Police telling people in the area to shelter in place. And police did release these photos of the suspect showing a gunman walking into a business with his gun raised up. The shooter is still at large. Police say shots were fired at multiple businesses, including a bowling alley and a restaurant. We will keep an eye on this breaking story as more details do come in. San Francisco is getting ready to host APEC Summit next month, but small business owners are concerned the world leaders meeting might affect their foot traffic. The city has set up security zones due to the scale of the conference in parts of Soma, mostly around Moscone Center, where APEC will be held. So the owner of one business located in the security zone inside of the Metreon says it's going to be difficult for regular customers and delivery drivers to get their food.
Logistically, it's impossible for them to come, go through security checkpoints, walk several blocks, pick up a food delivery order, so they're just going to avoid us, and that's 40% of our revenue.
A lot of the convention goers are going to still be walking around the area, stopping in some of the bars, restaurants, the stores.
So the mayor says Secret Service made the decision for security zones to protect many of the visiting leaders. A surprise meeting between Governor Gavin Newsom and the Chinese president today. It is all part of the governor's week-long trip to China. Governor Newsom's office says the purpose of his visit is to work with Chinese businesses and leaders to fight climate change. He hopes two of the world's largest economies can continue working together to address the issue.
We're not going to move the needle on climate change unless the United States and China collaborate together. The United States and China together represent over 40% of global emissions.
And Newsom says he and the president also talked about the fentanyl crisis and China's role in cracking down on the supply of drug chemicals that are coming into the United States. Hundreds of UC Berkeley students walked out of class today, packing Sproul Plaza, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want now?
And while the students want to make their voices heard, many also want their identities hidden out of fear of potential consequences from future employers and safety concerns for their families. It's a fear that protesters and non-demonstrators both felt.
For a lot of these people who don't have any covering on, I mean, I admire their bravery, right? But for me, it's just that I have a certain fear as an Arab and as a Muslim that, like, I might be identified, I might be watched, I might be, like, monitored.
Most of the people here don't even know what they're standing up for. It's just a trendy thing to follow at Berkeley. And around here, you can be canceled for standing on the wrong side of history.
And those fears are not without reason. One of their own professors recently wrote this op-ed in the Wall Street Journal entitled, "Don't Hire My Anti-Semitic Law Students." But it doesn't appear to be stopping them with a pro-Israel rally scheduled on campus this Friday. Another show of support for Palestinians in Richmond. City Council passing a controversial resolution recognizing the suffering for Palestinians in Gaza. So amendments were added to the original resolution related to the Israeli hostages and acknowledging the death toll on both sides. And there were hours of public comment. The City Council meeting stretched into the early hours of this morning. The measure had accused Israel of ethnic cleansing in its military response to the October 7th Hamas attacks. It eventually passed by a vote of 5-1. Meanwhile, more and more countries are coming out demanding more humanitarian aid for the millions of civilians trapped in Gaza as Israel continues its siege on the territory. Israel, for its part, is delaying their ground invasion into the Gaza Strip to try and give negotiators more time to free the hostages still being held by Hamas, while at the same time defending their nonstop aerial attacks against the territory.
We were caught by surprise. But now we are united and we are going to destroy Hamas as long as it takes.
There are hundreds of American citizens trapped among the millions in Gaza. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken says his staff is on the ground working to get them out as quickly as possible. We'll bring you back here to home. San Leandro police investigating who killed one person and wounded another in a shooting at a barber shop. This happened around 1 o'clock on East 14th Street near Blossom Way. Police say they have not made any arrests and they have not released information about any possible suspects. In Contra Costa County, it's a call for outside help for a police department in crisis. In fact, some state lawmakers are asking the governor to send in the CHP to patrol the streets of Antioch. So right now, there are only 44 police officers to patrol a city of 120,000 people. The force has been decimated by investigations into officer misconduct, including allegations of racist and homophobic text messages. State Senator Steve Glazier and Assemblymember Tim Grayson sent a joint letter to Governor Newsom urgently seeking assistance for Antioch PD.
Antioch is in a public safety crisis. They've lost 60% of their police force in the last few months. Crime's up over 30%. I've asked the governor and the CHP commissioner to please consider providing the help that they need.
This is not the first Bay Area city to turn to the CHP for help. Back in August, officers started helping in Oakland with road-related issues, including freeway shootings. And San Francisco has had CHP help since May, dealing with the fentanyl crisis.